Assalamu alaikum. Today the topic of our discussion is limbus or corneoscleral junction. As we have discussed in the previous videos that eyeball has three main coats. The outer one is the fibrous coat, the middle one is the uveal tract or vascular pigmented coat, and the inner one is the retina. So out of these, the outer fibrous coats has two main parts. The posterior 5/6 is opaque and is known as sclera from here all the way up to here, and the anterior 1/6 is the transparent part which is cornea. The junction between these two parts, cornea in front and sclera on the back, the junction between these two parts is known as corneoscleral junction or simply limbus. Today we will discuss about the limbus in detail. First of all, you should have a clear and very basic concept about the structure of the eyeball. Here is our eyelids. This is the structure of the eyeball. This is optic nerve. This is cornea, sclera, uveal tract, retina, lens, and iris. Here vitreous body is present. Here aqueous humor is present. These are our eyelids, upper eyelid and lower eyelid. Just behind the eyelid, a conjunctiva is present. This one. Just behind the eyelid, a conjunctiva is present. This conjunctiva is known as palpebral conjunctiva. This conjunctiva is known as palpebral conjunctiva. This palpebral conjunctiva, it reflects backward and covers the anterior surface of the sclera. This all is the sclera. This is the posterior part of the sclera and this is the anterior part of the sclera. This palpebral conjunctiva, it reflects backward and it covers, this is sclera anterior part, and this conjunctiva is covering this anterior part of the sclera. This conjunctiva which covers the anterior part of the sclera is known as bulbar conjunctiva. This is known as bulbar conjunctiva. Now we have two conjunctivas. The conjunctiva which is present just behind the eyelid, this is known as palpebral conjunctiva, and when it reflects backward and covers the anterior surface of the sclera, it becomes bulbar conjunctiva. Now we will discuss then what happens at the corneoscleral junction. As we have discussed in the structure of cornea, that cornea is a 5-layered burger. It resembles like a 5-layered burger. So what happens when cornea becomes continuous with the sclera? What are the changes which occur in the layers of the cornea at the limbus or corneoscleral junction? So we will discuss it in detail. I have removed only cornea, sclera and bulbar conjunctiva and I have shown it here. This is the sclera, this one. This is the bulbar conjunctiva and here is our cornea. As you already know that outer layer of the cornea is the epithelium. So here is our epithelium. Stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium. Stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium. What happens to this epithelium at the limbus? As you can see here, the anterior surface of the sclera is covered by the bulbar conjunctiva. This bulbar conjunctiva has its own epithelium. As you can see here, this bulbar conjunctiva has its own epithelium. When stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium of the cornea, when it reaches the at this level limbus, it becomes continuous with the epithelium of the bulbar conjunctiva. As you can see here, on both sides there is bulbar conjunctiva with its epithelium. When cornea at limbus or corneoscleral junction, this epithelium becomes continuous with this epithelium of bulbar conjunctiva. So first layer, which is the stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium of cornea, it becomes continuous with the epithelium of bulbar conjunctiva at the corneoscleral junction. Then inner to this epithelium we have another membrane, this one. This is known as Bowman's membrane. We have discussed all these layers in the structure of cornea in detail. This is the Bowman's membrane. When cornea at corneoscleral junction or limbus, this Bowman's membrane terminates. It does not become continuous with any other layer. It simply terminates at limbus or corneoscleral junction. Epithelium, it becomes continuous with the epithelium of bulbar conjunctiva. But Bowman's membrane does not become continuous with any other membrane or any other structure. It simply terminates at corneoscleral junction or limbus. Then more inner to this layer we have the corneal stroma. This is the corneal stroma. What happens to this corneal stroma? As you already know, that this corneal stroma has 60 different lamellae in which collagen fibers are arranged in very fine directions, and this fine arrangement enables cornea to be transparent. When cornea becomes continuous with the sclera at corneoscleral junction, these fibers become continuous with their arrangement becomes they lose their arrangement. This fine arrangement which was present in corneal stroma, it now loses its arrangement and the fibers become irregular in the sclera. Generally, you can say that corneal stroma becomes continuous with the connective tissue of the sclera proper. But in case of corneal stroma, collagen fibers are very finely arranged. But in sclera, collagen fibers do not have fine arrangement. Fine arrangement of collagen fibers in cornea contributes towards the transparency of the cornea, and since these fibers have become irregular and lose their fine arrangement in the sclera, light cannot pass through sclera, and that is the reason sclera is opaque. This is very important to understand, that corneal stroma has fine and regular arrangement of collagen fibers, but sclera do not have fine and regular arrangement of collagen fibers. It has irregular arrangement of collagen fibers. Due to irregular arrangement of collagen fibers, light cannot pass through sclera. That is why it is opaque. And due to fine and regular arrangement of collagen fibers in the corneal stroma, light can pass through cornea and it is transparent. Then more inner there is another membrane. This is known as Descemet's membrane. And then more inner to this membrane, here we have corneal endothelium, a single layer of squamous epithelium, corneal endothelium. These two layers, on reaching the corneoscleral junction, they give branches and they form the trabecular meshwork. Here, as you can see, this is trabecular meshwork. What is the importance of this trabecular meshwork? As you know that in sclera a vascular circular ring is present. This is known as canal of Schlemm. At this point, canal of Schlemm is present. Corneal endothelium and Descemet's membrane, on reaching this corneoscleral junction or limbus, they give branches and form trabecular meshwork. At this point, trabecular meshwork over the canal of Schlemm. Trabecular meshwork over the canal of Schlemm. As you already know that aqueous humor is present in the anterior and posterior chambers of the eye. When it is secreted from this ciliary epithelium, it finally enters into the posterior chamber, and then through the pupil it enters into the anterior chamber of the eye. Then it moves backward to reach the iridocorneal angle. This angle is known as iridocorneal angle. This angle is known as iridocorneal angle. Aqueous humor, after entering the anterior chamber of the eye, it moves backward to reach the iridocorneal angle. Then through this trabecular meshwork, which is formed by the Descemet membrane and the corneal endothelium, this aqueous humor filters and finally drains into the canal of Schlemm. Then canal of Schlemm communicates with scleral veins. These are scleral veins. Then through canal of Schlemm, aqueous humor drains into the scleral vein and finally into the extraocular vein. These are extraocular vein. So let's summarize what we have discussed up till now, that the junction between the cornea and the sclera is the corneoscleral junction, or simply called limbus. What happens to the layers of the cornea on reaching the limbus? As you already know that cornea has 5 layers. The outer layer is the corneal epithelium, stratified squamous epithelium. This stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium, it becomes continuous with the epithelium of bulbar conjunctiva, which is covering the anterior surface of the sclera. Then inner to this layer Bowman's membrane is present. It does not become continuous with any other structure. It simply terminates at corneoscleral junction. Then more inner there is the corneal stroma. Corneal stroma, it becomes continuous with the connective tissue of sclera proper. But there is a difference. In the corneal stroma, collagen fibers are regularly arranged, and due to this regular arrangement, light can pass through the cornea, and that is why it is transparent. But when corneal stroma becomes continuous with the connective tissue of sclera proper, the fibers lose their regular arrangement and they become irregular, and due to this irregular arrangement, light cannot pass through sclera, and that is the reason sclera is opaque. Then more inner there is Descemet membrane and corneal endothelium, a single layer of squamous epithelial cells. These two layers, when they reach the corneoscleral junction or limbus, they form trabecular meshwork, which covers the canal of Schlemm. What is the importance of this trabecular meshwork? Aqueous humor, when it is secreted from the ciliary epithelium, it enters into the posterior chamber of the eye, and then through the pupil it enters into the anterior chamber of the eye. It washes the back of the cornea, and then it moves backward to reach the iridocorneal angle, and then at the iridocorneal angle, this aqueous humor passes through the small pores or spaces of this trabecular meshwork, where it filters and finally it drains into the canal of Schlemm. Canal of Schlemm then communicates with the scleral veins, which communicates with the extraocular veins. In this way, aqueous humor is continuously produced and continuously drained. If this trabecular meshwork is blocked, if drainage of aqueous humor is blocked at this trabecular meshwork, then intraocular pressure will rise, and this condition is known as glaucoma. So this has one clinical importance, that this is the, you can say, gate for controlling the drainage of aqueous humor. If this gate will be open, aqueous humor will filter through it into the canal of Schlemm. If this gate is blocked, then aqueous humor cannot move from anterior chamber of the eye into the canal of Schlemm. As a result, intraocular pressure will increase, and this condition will be called as glaucoma. So this was all about one thing, that as I have told you in the structure of cornea, that the outermost layer is the stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium, and like other epithelia, its outermost surface is continuously shed and renewed. But the difference is that the stem cells are not present in the basal layers of this epithelium. They are present at this point, at corneoscleral junction. So limbus has another importance, that it holds the stem cells for this epithelium. That stem cells are present at this corneoscleral junction. So this was all about the structure of corneoscleral junction or limbus.